Now the highlights are off on this. I apologize for that. Anyway, Rectus Abdominis. Rectus Abdominis. Now, rectus means straight. You'll hear some other rectus muscles like Rectus femoris, which is your main quad muscle, one of your main quad muscles. But Rectus Abdominis is the muscles that go straight down, right here. When you have that 6-pack or 8-pack, whatever, you're looking at the Rectus Abdominis. It originates in the pubic region, all right? So the pubic part of the coxal bone. It inserts in the xiphoid process. Where's the xiphoid process?
It's right here.
Right here. Xiphoid process and lower ribs. Okay? So, all right, so down here, inserts itself right here in some part of the ribs. And so when it pulls toward your pubia, you're just doing this. All right? So you're flexing the torso. What does that look like? Flexing the torso just means this. All right? It's more, it is more beneficial when you're laying down, okay? But it is like your typical traditional sit-up, okay? You're keeping your hips still, and you're pulling on this part right here, okay? External abdominal oblique. What does that tell you about that muscle? Okay, so it's one of the outer muscles. What else? Oblique. What does oblique mean? What? Kind of slanted, runs diagonally. All right. So it's this muscle right here. Okay. So it comes in right in here. Okay. And it originates. Actually, it originates opposite from the rectus abdominis. It actually originates from rib 5 to 12. Okay. So 12, 11, 10, 9. Oh, I'm sorry. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. 7, 6, 5. So all these right here, it inserts itself in the iliac crest, okay, and it flexes and rotates. It flexes and rotates the torso, but it does it in the opposite direction. Okay, if you've ever done, you ever been on one of those dip bars or one of those seated things where you're hanging and your elbows are resting? You pull your legs up, right? And you're not necessarily parallel bars like gymnasts, but it's like it's like you have a armrest right here, but you're hanging, you're just holding on right here. And so you bring your hips up, okay, and you bring them up to the side, okay. When you do a sit up and you rotate, all right, and you do a traditional sit up and you rotate, you're not really using the external abdominal obliques too much. You're actually using the internal, all right? Because it's pulling on this side. The external actually pulls you on your hips up this way, all right? So it's more of like your leg lifts or like you're bringing your knees up or you're bringing them to the side or whatever. That works more of your external abdominal oblique, okay? So it flexes, it's flexing this way, all right, if both of them are used, and then it rotates, which means kind of bringing them more to the side. Does that make sense? So it's bringing up to the side. Okay. Internal abdominal oblique. It actually is abdominal as well, but then the internal abdominal oblique right here, it's oblique, but it's oblique at a different angle. Okay. So as you look at the external abdominal oblique, the lines are running this way, but the internal, the lines are running more this way, and it's underneath the external, okay? It originates from the iliac crest, so it originates the same place the external inserts. It inserts itself in ribs 10 through 12, and inserts itself in parts of the rectus abdominis, all right? So if you see that as an answer, as one of the insertions, you know it's not going to be the rectus abdominis is not going to insert in itself. Does that make sense? All right? It also flexes and rotates the torso. But it does it more in the traditional sense when you're doing a traditional sit-up and you sit up and you rotate. That's when you're going to use more of your internal abdominal oblique. Okay? So if you want those nice abs, you got to work them in both directions. Okay? Another one, have you ever done leg kickouts? You know what I'm talking about? You're on your back, you bring your knees up and then you kick them out, but you can kind of kick them out to the side. That would work your external abdominal oblique. Okay. Any questions on those? All right. How far do I want to get today? Maybe the maybe the upper body. Serratus anterior. What is serratus? What have you heard? It sounds a little bit like serratus. A serrated what? Knife. All right. What's a serrated knife look like? It has little jags to it, right? Okay. All right. This is your serratus anterior right here. What else does the serratus anterior tell you? It's in the front. Okay. Serratus anterior is in the front. All right. It originates in ribs 1 through 8. All right. So it originates here. So that's where it's anchored. And it inserts in the medial border. The medial border of your scapula. So kind of more on the medial side right here. All right. And so it kind of starts in here. It kind of comes underneath your ribs to about right in here. And what it does is it protracts the shoulders. Protracts the shoulders looks like this. It's just moving them forward. Okay. Not a lot of exercise you do that does that, but you do a lot of that movement when you finish something. Like when you're doing bench press or dumbbell press, a lot of times you finish by using your serratus anterior. But those muscles are right. They kind of bulge out right in here if they're developed. All right. Serratus anterior. Pectoralis major, also called what? Your pecs. All right. So they originate pretty much in the ribs and the clavicle. Probably more places than that, but that's really all you need to know. So around the ribs, the clavicle, it inserts itself in the humerus. If you want to know which area, it's more the proximal part of the humerus, and it actually does. I have adducts and moves arms on the test. It should be adducts this way. This is adduct, the upper arm. Adduct is moving from here to here. And it also flexes, which is moving from here to here. Now, when you combine that, okay, just think about it. When you do bench press, think about where your arms are. You go from here to here, right? Okay. Well, think about that. My upper arm doesn't move my lower arms. My upper arm, is it in a adducted or abducted position? Abducted. It's up. Okay. When I finish, is it in an adducted or abducted? It's more of an adducted, all right, because it's closer to my body. So when you combine that, you're going to a flexed position in an adducted position. So it's really just moving all it's doing is really moving your arms over your chest. Okay, that's what the pecs do. Moves your arms over your chest. You want to isolate them. You know, dumbbell press is the best thing to do. Dips are going to, flies. That's just moving it more out. Dips are going to work the lower part of your pecs. And if you do like incline press, anything up here, it's going to work more of the upper part of your pecs. Okay? So it adducts and actually flexes the arm. And when I say arm, I mean upper arm. Okay, not the forearm, this part right here. It's not acting on this, it's acting on the humerus. Alright? Because it's inserted in the humerus. Teres major. Teres major. Let's look at a picture first that shows the teres major. Alright. Teres major, this muscle right here. Okay, that's the teres major. It actually does the same exact movement as the Latissimus Dorsi, which we'll talk about here in just a few moments. Alright. But it originates in the lateral border of the scapula. Alright, so it's going to originate around here, lateral border, right here. It's going to insert itself in the humerus. And it actually does 3 things. It extends the upper arm. This is what extends the upper arm looks like. Moving from here to here. That's extending the upper arm. Okay? It's going to adduct, which means move from here to here. That's adducting. And it's going to immediately rotate the upper arm. So medially rotate is this. It's not this. So look, watch me. It's not that. That's not medially rotating the upper arm. That's medially rotating the forearm, which is also called pronating. Medially rotating the upper arm is this, the whole arm. All right. So when y'all do that, whatever. Yes.
For the test, are we gonna have pictures like this, or is it gonna be the whole body?
You're going to have the whole body front and back, but you'll also have some smaller ones too.
Okay.
But you'll be able to see them in the whole body. Okay. All right. So it extends the upper arm from here to here, immediately rotates the upper arm here to here, and it adducts the upper arm from here to here. Okay. All right. Rhomboids. Well, I'll go back to rhomboid. Don't do Latissimus Dorsi because it does the same exact movement. But its origin, its insertion is the same. All right, it's up part of the humerus. But it originates from T7 to L5. All right, y'all know what the lats are? You know what your lats are? This muscle right here. Okay, takes like your trapezius takes up most of the. It's one of the most superficial muscles of your upper back. Latissimus dorsi, superficial muscle of your lower back. It originates from your T7, right? So, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So your T7, right? Down to your L5, all the way down here. That's where it originates, from about the middle of your back, all the way down to your sacrum, almost to your sacrum. All right, starts itself in humerus. Also does the same thing. Extends, adducts, and medially rotates the arm. Okay. Let's take a look at that muscle. You probably see it better on the full-length picture. All right, here it is right here. That's your Latissimus dorsi right here. There you see your teres major. Okay. And there's your trapezius. Oops. All right. Your rhomboids. You do have a rhomboid major and minor. Don't worry about distinguishing between those two. It originates from the spinous process of your C6 or C7 down to your T1 through T4. Okay, so you're talking about up here, it's about right in here. All right. It inserts itself in the medial border of the scapula, and it retracts the shoulder. What do you think that looks like? What does retracting the shoulder look like?
Going back.
Going back. All right. Okay. Alex's brother has tremendous control of his rhomboids. That's why he's able to grab your hand with his shoulder blades.
No.
Okay. So. Rhomboids, retracts the shoulders. Let's take a look at it, all right?
It's the white.
Dang, you are.
All right. Here's rhomboids right here. Guys, so rhomboids are deeper than the trapezius, all right? So they just kind of collectively call these... Got it. Here. They collectively just call them. There's a rhomboids major, rhomboids minor. Probably not going to see it on this picture because it's covered up by those muscles, right? But those are the rhomboids right there. Okay. All right. Okay. We're gonna stop after this slide right here. Okay. Deltoid. This is the deltoid right here. All right. But you also have the deltoid right here. It just basically covers your entire shoulder. If you look at the back, it's removed there. You see it right here as well. Okay? So it completely covers your shoulder. Alright? Now it's going to move your upper arm, so you know it's going to be inserted in the humerus. It originates from a lot of different areas. Clavicle, the acromion process. Alright, so you look at the acromion process right here, clavicle right here, and the scapular spine. Alright, so back in here. Alright, so scapular spine, prominent process, and scapula inserts itself in the humerus. It does 3 movements. Okay? Everything with the upper arm. It flexes the upper arm, and you can kind of feel your front part of your deltoid tightening up when you flex your arm. It abducts your upper arm. You can feel the lateral part of it tightening up when you do that. And it extends. It extends. And that's part of your deltoid that's a little more difficult to work. Although you can do that, but it extends your upper arm as well. Alright, so it does from here to here, here to here, and here to here. As you are studying these muscles, as you're talking about the muscles to yourself to study them, do the movement and say the movement. So you know what the movement, how it's defined, and what it looks like.
How would you work the back? Like, if you're going to play, how would you?
Well, you can take weights and just kind of do that.
It seems awkward.
It does. It's a little awkward. But like, you ever done those wide grip pull downs? Okay. When you come down, you come back far. Right? That works. You do bent over rows. Come up. Okay. Anyway. Okay. Triceps brachii. Triceps brachii. We know where our triceps are. Triceps literally means 3 heads. What that means is it has like 3 parts to it. Okay. It originates in the humerus and the scapula. It inserts itself in the olecranon process. Where's the olecranon process? Okay, it's your elbow, right here. Okay? So it's not pulling on the lower part of your arm, it's actually pulling the upper part of your ulna, the olecranon process. It extends the arm at the elbow. So it doesn't matter what position your humerus is in, but it's just going from here to here. Alright, again, doesn't matter what position it's in, from here to here. Okay? Do it up over your head, from here to here. Alright? And there's different techniques you can do to work different parts of the triceps, but the medial head of the triceps is more difficult. The muscle right in here. The outer parts is easier. Okay? Biceps brachii. You know what the biceps brachii is. Do not get that confused with the biceps femoris, which is a hamstring. Okay? It originates from the coracoid process. Okay, so you're looking at this lower, remember the lower part of the scapula? Originates from the coracoid process. It inserts itself in the radial tuberosity. Y'all remember the radial tuberosity?
Yes.
Alright, that's one of the things you're looking at when you're determining right and left. Radius, radial tuberosity, right there. Okay, this is a left radius because I'm looking at the radial tuberosity, solid process points left, is left. So it would insert in the radial tuberosity. Alright, so what you're doing is you're flexing the forearm at the elbow, but you also laterally rotate. You want weightlifters to make their biceps pop. When they do curls, they'll do dumbbells, and they rotate. They'll go from a pronated position to a supinated position. They kind of rotate it out. In fact, if you hold your arm up like this, with your thumb up, okay, hold your arm up this, and like just touch your bicep, and rotate your hand up, you can actually feel it. Okay, so, all right, so it not only flexes the forearm at the elbow, it supinates. Supinate is this movement like this. That's supinate. All right, the way that I remember supinate is if I was going to serve somebody a bowl of soup. Supinate. Pronate's the other way. That's pronate. Supinate, pronate. Guess what the names of the muscles that cause you to pronate? Pronators. And they're in your forearm. We're not going to learn those. You have actually 2 other muscles that actually cause you to flex the forearm at the elbow as well. All right? The brachialis, which is located deep to the biceps brachii. So it's located just deep to it. All right? So here's the biceps brachii. Brachialis is just deep to it. All right? It's still on the anterior side of the humerus, but deep to the biceps brachii. Originates in the humerus, inserts in the coronoid process of the ulna, and it flexes the elbow. So you have, all right, so it's pulling on the ulna from that angle, all right. Then you have the Brachioradialis. This is the Brachioradialis right here. You look at this muscle, like from the outside right here, it kind of goes all the way down right here. That's the Brachioradialis. Remember, what's brachial refer to? Your upper arm. Radialis refers to what? The radius. So it's coming across the radius. Does that make sense? All right. So you can see it right here. You can see it right here. That's the Brachioradialis. It originates in the lateral epicondyle of the humerus. Lateral epicondyle. Okay. It inserts itself in the styloid process of the radius, all the way down here. And when it pulls on it, it's just doing that, flexing the forearm with the elbow from here to here. Okay? Now, rotator cuff muscles. Rotator cuff muscles. Now, make notes. You do not have to know movements on this. I'm not going to ask you movement. I'm not going to demonstrate a movement. You don't have to know movements. You do not have to be able to point them out in a picture. Alright? You will not have to match them with any kind of picture. Alright? Got that? Alright? What you do need to know is that these four muscles are the rotator cuff muscles, which are very important in any kind of like shoulder rotation, like pitching or anything like that. Alright? I do want you to know the origin and insertion. Now the insertions are all in the tubercles of the humerus. You don't have to know greater or lesser. Just they insert in the tubercles of the humerus. But they tell you, three of them tell you where they originate from. Infraspinatus. What does that tell you? Below the scapular spine. Supraspinatus. Above the scapular spine. Subscapularis. Sub means under, right? So it's under the scapula, kind of on the anterior side, right here where my finger is. Okay? And all right, anterior portion of the scapula and on the tubercles. The only one that doesn't really tell you anything is the teres minor, which is the lateral border of the scapula, right here. It inserts in the tubercles of the humerus. Okay?